forward here. Okay. And Candy, would you like to say anything to kick off our meeting this afternoon?
John, I'd just like to thank you for consistently providing us with great tools to work with our clients and customers in our marketplace. Thank you very much to Pulse and to you.
Well, we sure appreciate it. And I'm very excited to get together this afternoon and first focus on showing you our new program, Pulse Immediate. And what's really cool about Pulse Immediate is your businesses will love it, because it is very focused on what the businesses want, and that's what's in it for them, their benefit, their opportunity. And in the development of this program, I went into my old sales territory. I started out as an ad rep many years ago. And so I went out into the shopping centers that I used to, make calls as a young ad rep, and tested the program. And what's cool is out of the 17 cold calls I made, and they were really cold. I mean, I didn't know the people. I just literally dropped in, and I got the normal reaction, the glaring, like, what are you bothering me for? And what are you here to sell me, etc. But I've got some great news. This program that I'm going to show you that's on your phone, the businesses love, because it's all about and for them. And the other thing is that literally within 30 seconds, and I know how busy you are, and I'm sure you respect and appreciate how busy your local businesses are. In literally 30 seconds, you're going to get their attention. And in just a couple of seconds, with no prep time, for yourself. And I recognize how busy you guys are. You're juggling a lot of things. You're trying to do more with less time. You can literally get the information to engage with a business on your phone as you're going from your car to the business. How's that sound? You don't have to remember to print something out in the morning, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, literally on your phone, you all got your phones, you're using them all the time. So literally, as you're taking those steps into the business, you can get ready, prepare. And so you got the information on your phone that the businesses want to hear. And the cool thing is you can use this for anything and everything that you guys are selling at Boone. From your best of programs to your football coming up to your simplified digital programs. It is designed to grab the attention of the business, kind of get the conversation going, get their interest, so they want to know, they want to listen, to what you have, to present to them. And what's also extremely positive is they will want to advertise. They're greedy little animals. They want more. And so when they realize how much the opportunity is for their business, it's always bigger than they thought, is they want to know, how do I reach them? How do I get a larger share of the opportunity? The number of local households are going to change, a hearing aid center, shop at a lumberyard, go to a dentist, et cetera. And the benefit to you is that also on your phone, you've got the ability to engage with the business so that they realize with their own information how few customers they need to cover the cost of the campaign. Because you know it and I know it, they're highly resistant to signing contracts today. And the reason for that is the uncertainty. Well, let's take away the uncertainty, take away the fear and the risk. And so one of the big benefits that we put on your phone for you is the ability to literally get the business engaged so they realize I can do this. There's no risk. Okay, so let's take a tour of Pulse Immediate. So I'm going to click here. And what I'm going to do is first show you, and by the way, I've signed in as Haley. So Haley, I'm using your account at the moment. And so pretend for a moment that this is my phone screen. And I'm getting out of my car and I'm going into an insurance agency. And I'll show you in just a second how to put Pulse on your phone. And so as you're walking into the business, as I said, you just type in the business category, like insurance, lumberyard, dentist, and you get the idea. So let's type in insurance. Okay. And literally, as I'm going into that business once again, I can get on my phone the information that the business wants. So up comes one of the, and by the way, we're 590 business categories that Pulse has documented the opportunity of your audience. And so now we click on view. Okay. And now what I would suggest is you can do one of two things. One is you can put in a zip code, and I wrote down the zip code here. It's 42103 for Bowling Green. Okay. And you can either show them the opportunity in a zip code, or you can select your audience, your print audience, or your net, print, and digital audience. So it's very flexible. So let's first show them the opportunity in the zip code. Okay. And so now here's what I suggest you say. And by the way, those are the only steps you need to do. So I'm into the insurance agency, and let's say it's just a drop-in call, no appointment. So I say to the person, I know you're busy, but would you like to know how many households right around you plan to change or get a new insurance agency? And what do you think they would say? How many do you think they would say, yeah, I'd love to know that?
Yep.
It's literally impossible for a business to say no. You go into a chiropractor. Would you like to know how many households right in 42103 are going to change and get a new chiropractor? Can you visualize them say, no, I don't want to know? No, because every single business wants to know what's the opportunity for their business. That's what's cool about this. You ask them, and even a gatekeeper. I've made some cold calls with, gatekeepers sitting in, on the front of a legal office. And I say, I understand the partner's pretty busy. And what we have is information about how many local households are going to change and get a new legal firm. Would a partner like to know that? And she kind of looks at me, what do you mean? I said, well, let's find out. Okay. And so even with a gatekeeper, you can get their interest and attention so that they will then provide you with who to contact. Okay. So now that the business is, yes, I'd like to know how many local households are going to change and get an insurance agency. Here's the other secret, is give them your phone. Say, how would you like to find out for yourself how many households are going to change or get a new insurance agency? Give them the phone and say, click on results. When they click on results, it's very emotional. Look at that. There's 1,274 households in zip code 42103 that are going to change or get a new insurance agency in the next 12 months. Put yourself in the position of insurance agency. Does that get your attention? Does that get your interest? Yeah, every single time they go, wow, that's more than I thought. It's emotional because they're the one who experienced the aha when they click on the phone and they see the number pop up. It's far different than going in with a piece of paper, the flyer, and saying, would you like to know? This is interactive, and that's what makes it so effective. And by the way, if a business asks, well, where'd you get the information? You just click right here on your phone, and there's 8,669 households in zip code 42103 from the Pulse survey. 14.7% said yes, they plan to change and get an insurance agency. And that's all Pulse does, by the way, is you've got households that are going to change or get a new insurance agency, right? But you don't know how many. So Pulse asks. And we get for you and your local business what the percentage is. And then we just take the percentage times the number of households. It's as simple as that. Okay. And we project there's $1,000 in premiums in the average household. That's $1.2 million in opportunity, by the way. And so now the business, and so many times they've said to me when I've been out making four-legged calls, how do I reach them? There's their exact words. How do I reach them? And that is the perfect invitation for a simplified presentation, to show them your digital solutions, your digital targeting, geographically, demographically, behaviorally, to reach those households. So it is a great entree when you're out there and you're presenting and you're engaging with your Simplify digital toolkit. That's the purpose of it, is to start the conversation, get them interested so they want to listen, they want solutions. It's phenomenally effective and powerful. So let me pause here, and I'm more than happy to get your feedback, any questions, on the steps. And I'll show you in a second how to put it on your phone, but how to engage with that business so they experience the benefit, the aha, the opportunity, and then they want to know, how do I reach them? In other words, how do I get my share? Okay. So what do you guys think?
I think it's great and simple tool just to show people. So
It is so simple. And I appreciate you saying that, because it literally takes seconds. But the benefit is it's a program that your businesses love because it's about and for them. Okay. Any other questions or feedback? And we'll cover a couple other things for you. Okay, so now you can also be the hero. So if the insurance agency says, well, what should my message be? What should I put in my ad campaign? You just click right here on what do they plan to buy, and right on your phone, you've got purchasing intent, products or service. And this is an example for an insurance business. Plans to change or get new auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, etc. And so the business person says, well, I should be targeting auto insurance. Look at that. There's 1,274. I had an insurance company tell me once, my gosh, I should be targeting business insurance. There's 199 households right in the zip code right around them. They're going to change or get new business insurance. And you can do the same thing for other business categories. So if you're at a furniture store, it shows you the projected planned purchasing for living room furniture, bedroom furniture, mattresses, etc. It gives that local business person the insight on what to target. And you can do it right on your phone. And now, as promised, you can actually engage with the business. You've got a lot of businesses who advertise with you. Many of them are your friends, but they don't advertise on a consistent, regular basis, which is not as effective for them. It's the consistency, the repetition that obviously gets results. So now on your phone, how do you reach them? And up comes the Pulse Interactive ROI Calculator. Let me show you how it works. So I'm going to propose a 12-month campaign. Why? Because it doesn't take that many customers to cover the cost of a 12-month campaign. Many times, we wimp out, frankly, and do a 3-month campaign, a 1-month campaign. But let me show you with a 12-month campaign, how few customers they need. And so what would be an average 12-month campaign? Let's say it's both print and digital. It's got your legacy program, plus it has some of your simplified tools and resources. What would be a 12-month program?
maybe $800 a month.
Okay, so $9,600. Okay, so $9,600. Perfect. So I would on the phone put in $9,600. Then I would ask them. Pulse suggests that the average household will spend $1,000 on premiums over a year's time. What is your average customer? If you got a new customer, what would that household spend? We want to get their input, their buy-in. So I ask them, and let's say they say, well, about $850. Okay. What's important is you're getting it from them. Okay. And so 850. Look at that. They only need 12 customers. How did we get that? It's just taking the 9,600 divided by their value per customer of 850. Just simple math. But that's 12 out of the 1,274 households right in the zip code right around them that are going to get a change or get a new insurance agency. Let me just ask you this. With a consistent campaign in your Boone paper plus your targeted digital, do you think they're going to get at least 12 out of the 1,274?
Yeah, they're probably going to get a lot more.
Exactly. Exactly, because they realize that it's a very low number, virtually no risk. You've taken away the fear. What they realize very quickly, like you did, is I'm going to make money with my campaign. I'm going to get a lot more than 12. And so I'm going to make money with my advertising. And now they are motivated to sign the contract. And a consistent, repetitive program, week after week, month after month, will absolutely get them more results. And the benefit to you is it's like an annuity. Every month, you're going to get commissions off of that sale. And so that's an overview of the Pulse Immediate program using a zip code. And so just quickly going through the steps, you hop out of your car, get out your phone. Okay. I'll show you now in a second how to put in the Pulse link. You click on the Pulse link, you put it in the business category. Let's say you're going to a furniture store. You type in furniture, you type in the zip code, or you can type in, and let me go backwards here. I'll show you how, if you're out presenting your legacy program. So you're presenting the Bowling Green Daily News, print and web. So instead of putting in a zip code, you just click on Bowling Green Daily News, print and web, and you're part of Candy's team. So all of Candy's papers are listed there. You just click on your print and digital. Say, how would you like to know how many households we reach? You're going to change, you get a new insurance agency. They say, I'd love to know that. Click on get results. Look at that, 2,840. 2,840 households that you guys reach with your print and digital. And I'm going to be blunt. They don't know that unless you share that with them. And what Pulse on your phone does is they experience it for themselves. Once again, when you say, how would you like to know? Click on results. They click on results and they go, oh, wow. I can't wait for you guys to go out and try it, because the reaction is literally universal. You know, every single time they are amazed at how much opportunity there is for them. Okay. So now let's do this. I'm going to jump ahead here, if I might, and go back to, can you see the, it says question on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Putting this into perspective, what do you say when you drop in on a business person? You walk in the door, what do you say?
How are you today?
Or hello. Okay. Most of the time you say hello, right? What I'm going to suggest you do is right after you say hello, say, how would you like to know how many local households are going to change your new insurance agency? Would you like to know how many local households in zip code blah, 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 or how many households, you know, are going to go to a mattress store, you know, get a new realtor, get a new dentist, get a new legal firm, okay? And they're going to say yes. It's simple. So just after you say hello, say, how would you like to know? And it's virtually impossible for them to say no. And if you're new, this is a great way to introduce yourself. Because I know when I was a new ad rep, it's very uncomfortable. You're going into businesses, you have no relationship. What the heck do you say? Okay. So after you say hello, say, how would you like to know? And they're going to say yes, and then just have them click on the phone. So that is a suggestion I think you'll find very comfortable and just very easy. Say hello, and they say, how would you like to know? And then have them click on results. Okay. And then they will experience the aha. Now, here's how to put it on your phone. When you log into Pulse, on the upper right on your desktop, on your Pulse homepage, there's a help button. Click on the help button. Up will come a list that includes FAQ. Click on FAQ. Okay. The top item on the FAQ is, how can I add Pulse to my mobile device? Click on that. And it gives you the simple steps to put Pulse either on your Android or on your iPhone. So what I would suggest is, right after our get together today, put Pulse on your phone. Okay. And if you have any questions or any issues, send an email to support, SUPPORT, support@pulseresearch.com, support@pulseresearch.com. Okay, now a best practice. I've been putting a lot of thought into what would be effective, kind of as the steps to become comfortable and effective using the new Pulse, program on the phone. Here's what I would suggest. Week 1, 5 existing advertisers, ones that are already advertising to you, probably inconsistently, maybe not on a contract, but you know them. They're friends in many cases. Start out with them because it's going to be more comfortable for you. So pick 5 businesses you already have a relationship with. And in the next week, share the opportunity, engage with them with your new Pulse mobile program. That will help you become comfortable and experience the benefit and the very positive reaction of these businesses. And what will also happen is you're going to find a lot of businesses realize there's more there than they thought. And when you show them how few customers they need for a consistent campaign, you're going to get more business. So start with some existing advertisers. Then in week 2 is you're already focusing on, you have a call list prospects for whatever special promotion you're working on. Maybe it's a football section, a VIP program, maybe best of, whatever. You've already got a call list for them. Start the conversation with those prospects for that special promotion program with your Pulse Mobile. Start the conversation, the engagement with your Pulse Mobile program instead of walking in and say, hey, we got this special football program or blah, 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 blah. That's talking about you first. You're talking about your benefit. Flip that. Talk about them first. So that would be week 2 is 5 current prospects you're already talking to. So no additional time. And then week 3, Pulse has a list on the home page when you log in, most sold business categories. This is the low-hanging fruit. This is the business categories that ad reps across the country are selling the most of. Insurance companies, dentists, auto repair, and I'll show you in just a second the full list. Go and present to them. You'll have a very high close ratio. And then week 4, now that you've built some confidence and success, I would then make a list of the 5 toughest non-advertisers you've never been able to get. The ones you would love to get. And now you're ready to engage with them with a much higher probability of getting their attention, their interest, and making a sale. So on week 4 is pick 5 tough ones and engage with them with your mobile program. And so that would be my suggestion, to engage with step by step with your new Pulse mobile program. Quick summary: 5 existing advertisers. You're already out there talking to them. They're your friends. It's comfortable. Week 2, current prospects for whatever you're focusing on. You've got a call list for those. So no additional time. Week 3, let's focus on some business categories that other ad reps have gotten great success with, the low-hanging fruit. And then week 4, get you some non-advertisers you've been wanting to get a conversation going with and close. Okay. All right, now I want to give you a quick overview of Pulse. Pulse is set up to follow the steps of the sales process. Prospecting, identifying great prospects that are most closable or germane to whatever you're focusing on, like a home improvement section, for instance. Then preparing a call list. Then the words to say to get an appointment, either over the phone or by email. Then engaging with that person. We suggest on your phone with a new mobile, but there are also print versions. And then Pulse has a one-page proposal presentation. And then closing. You've already seen the closing tool on the phone. And then we've got recording, so you can keep track of your accounts, where you stand, in the sales steps in the process. So let me go over a quick tour of your Pulse program here for you. Okay, so when you log in, and can you see the screen okay? I want to make sure that Zoom is, flipped over to the, so it says Pulse Local start with. Okay, perfect. Okay, so step one in the sales process is finding prospects. We've got multiple prospecting tools for you. You can click up here under prospects, and we've got hot prospects, which is what I would recommend. These are the business categories that are most sold. You can prospect by a geographic area, zoom right in on the streets. You can prospect by total spending. You can prospect by special sections, like if you're doing a home improvement section, or by targeted categories. So let's go to the hot prospects by most sold. That is the one that is proven to be most effective. And so these are the business categories ranked, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you get the idea, up to 590. So I think it was in week 4, I suggested targeting to the most sold business categories. Here they are: realtor, new vehicle dealership, family style restaurant, furniture store, etc. To take a look at the full list, just click on category. And it's organized for you by apparel categories, arts and entertainment, automotive, beauty and spa, child related, community education, events, just any type of business you can think of, retail, health and medical, on and on and on. Okay. To make it simple for you, all you have to do is just type in a keyword like legal. Okay. And up will come legal firm. Now to find prospects, just click on find. And then all you have to do, and by the way, the program will automatically default to the Boone Teams leaders zip code. Just put in your own zip code. And let's put in 42103, okay? And then click on the search. And by the way, you can save. So going forward, every time you log into Pulse, it'll default to your own area. There's a little red tag here. Just click on the red tag, click on add, and you can put in the name of your area, okay? And then click on make this my home view. That means when you ever come back, every time you click on find, it'll show you businesses within the geographic area that you have designated. So that'd be a pretty important step, is click on the red tag, put in a zip code, or you can put in a community name, and then save it as your default home view. And then to put together a call list, you just click on, and by the way, it gives you a map of the businesses, in this case, legal firms. And it also gives you a list here on the left-hand side. So you can click on add to call plan, add to call plan, add to call plan. Or you can immediately go into and create a presentation where it says connect. but let's click here on call plan. So I've added businesses to my call plan, okay? And now I want to get an appointment, next step. So I just click on flyer. I can do a mobile presentation. And by the way, a few minutes ago, we did a presentation on the phone. You can literally do that same presentation in a Zoom presentation like we did. Just click on mobile. And oops, you got to put in the business category here. It was legal. And the reason that I had to put in the business category is I changed from Frankfurt to Bowling Green. When I do that, I have to then tell the program what the business category is. But once you set up your default, you won't have to do this step. Okay, and now you're into the program. So you could do a virtual presentation with the business. Okay, so let's say it's an out-of-town decision maker or something. So you're going back to the program here. I'm going to click on the call planner. And I'm going to take a look at the words to say for a phone call to get the appointment, or either an email. So I click on the flyer and it creates for you the Pulse presentation to take out to a business. Now, because you're one of the papers under Candy's team, the first thing you need to do is change the paper. So let's put in Bowling Green Daily News, Print and Web. So as simple as that, let me show you again. To change the audience to project, just click on the editing icon and then select your paper. Okay. And now let's get the words to say to get the appointment either by phone or by email. So up here at the top of the flyer, you've got phone call or email. So we click on phone call, and it's really simple because what we've done for you is put together some bullet points. You know, I thought you'd be interested to know. We asked the same questions you would ask. We did a legal survey, okay? We thought you might like to know there's 1,372 households who plan to change and get a legal firm. We also asked them about their legal needs. There's 2,415 who plan to change or get a new will or trust. We also asked about other legal needs. Would you like to get together either Wednesday or Thursday? And when they now know that you got information about the opportunity for their legal firm, they're much more interested in getting together. So what Pulse has done for you is just put together bullet points, talking points that are benefit statements, facts for the business. We've also done it as an email. I would suggest phone call first and then follow up with an email if you leave a message. But the email is similar in that it's got the same opportunity benefit statements. And to customize it, no problem. You just cut and paste and put it into your own email and personalize it a bit. You know, thought you'd like to know, blah, 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 blah. But you've got the bullet points right here, 1,372 households. Going to change again into a legal firm. And so in summary on the appointments, businesses want solutions. They want ideas. They want benefit. What they don't want is to be sold. And so Pulse provides you with the information that is beneficial, what they want. The other thing is right on the flyer here at the top, you can create a spec ad. What is very, very powerful is when they see the opportunity and they say, well, how do I reach them? And you propose a blended print digital campaign, you can also show them a spec ad. So you click here on spec ad. And I assume I set this up for Haley. There we go. So legal. So Pulse and Metro Creative Graphics are integrated. So we're making a presentation to a legal firm. We click on spec ad. We click on search. It already puts in the keywords legal. and you've got a wide range of different legal ads prepared for you. Click on one, then you can customize it. And once you've customized it, then you just save it back to Pulse. So we clicked on, remember we're doing Jason Hayes. We've created a spec ad for Jason Hayes. Then just save that ad back into Pulse. And so we click on Save Ad in Pulse, and it returns you back into Pulse. And your ad now for Jason Hayes is embedded and part of your presentation, your Pulse presentation. It's as simple as that. So you print your flyer, you print your spec ad, and you are ready to go and out in the field. And kind of what I would suggest is I would get their attention with the phone and then show them the printed, show them the spec ad, show them your proposal, your solution, etc. But then I would get them on the phone with the closing tool and get them engaged so they see how few clients they need, to pay for a consistent campaign, like we did a few minutes ago, where they had insurance business we were doing kind of the role play with, only needed 12. And so that's an overview of your Pulse program. And the only additional thing is the reporting program. Every time you create a presentation, it automatically records it for you. So here's the presentation I just made for Jason Hayes. And then you can put in what happened. You click on the navigation dots, okay? And then you can edit the presentation. You can mark it as engaged. In other words, you talk to them. You can mark it as sold. You can mark it as passed, or they said no, or you can delete the presentation. Mark it as sold. You put in the type of sale. Was it a new or renewal, or you just split the amount? Let's say it's a new sale. Let's say it's the $9,600. And then you put in the date, 23rd. Click on set. And you get Pulse points, by the way. And so in the reporting program that you access right at the top, every presentation you created, you can also go into accounts. And in accounts, it'll list for you the presentations that you've made. The quickest, fastest way, by the way, is on your dashboard. And you just click on your previous presentations, and it has a list right on your homepage of the presentations you recently created. And you just click on the navigation dots again and put in the follow-up. You mark it as sold, you mark it as, they said no, you can edit the presentation, etc. And also right from your desktop, you can click a flyer or go right into the mobile presentation. So I've covered a lot, in the last 45 minutes. But in summary, we're available to assist and support in any way. Support at pulseresearch.com. My suggestion is to, number one, put the new mobile program on your phone. Go out with 5 existing businesses and share the benefit, the opportunity for them. And this will help you become more comfortable and very confident and it's a transition, because I've been in this business quite a few years, and I think Candy will agree. This is relating to the business with opportunity, benefit for them, their opportunity. So many times, the way that the industry has done it, you go in and you talk about hey, we got this, this best of program. That's great, but you're going to sell a hell of a lot more if you first engage with the business on the opportunity for them. As Candy has said, this is kind of the tip of the spear, right, Candy?
Absolutely, John.
That gets their attention, and then you can follow up with the specific solution, the specific campaign program that you want to talk to them about. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions, any suggestions, any ideas you have. We're here for you. Is there anything that I didn't cover, Candy, that you'd like to cover?
I don't think so. I think this was very thorough. Andrew, do y'all have any questions?
John, do you still have our login?
I think, Andrea, you can try your old login, but I think you were sent brand new logins. Good question, Andrea. Super question. Let me do this. I will have Brian Knapp send each one of you a reminder login or a login if he hasn't done it. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he sent this out last week. But sometimes it goes into the, your spam folder, unfortunately. Okay.
I have one more question.
Yes, please.
What if someone, when you're in there seeing them, they say, well, where do you get all this information? I know
We
that's a
asked-
stupid question, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, I love it when they ask that because I engage them and I say, all we do is ask the questions you would ask. Do you plan to change or get a new insurance agency? We ask it, we had Pulse Research, who's been in business 37 years, ask on our behalf. We invited our audience, our print audience and our digital audience, to take the Pulse of America shopping survey. And these results are Boone papers and Boone websites in Kentucky, Ohio, and Minnesota, the northern tier of Boone newspapers. And the survey was done about 11 months ago. And the good news is we're going to be updating your survey in September next month. Okay.
I have a quick question. Just wondering, will the accounts that we have in Pulse, will they link over to our phone once we have the phone app?
Yes, you can,
Okay, great.
on your phone app, you can see the accounts. Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Mhm. Excellent.
All right, John, are there any more questions, Andrea?
I just wanted to say I was surprised to see that there's going to be 247 people in 42103 that are going to need a criminal law attorney in the next year. Scared.
But I'm sure to an attorney, 247 is, how should we say, money in their pocket, right, Andrea?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing the emotion when they realize this is the opportunity for their business right around them. The first call I ever made testing this program, I went into a hearing aid center. And, I walked in, I couldn't find anybody in the front. So I walked into the back and he says, what are you doing? What do you want? And I said, well, my name's John Marley. He said, if you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested. And so I very quickly realized, well, would you like to know how many households right in this zip code are going to change into a hearing aid center? And he immediately said, yeah, of course. And so I got out my phone and I showed him, and the reaction was, it was about, 1,000. He said, 1,000 right around here? Because what they realize is these are local, these are right around them. And they get very excited because they can literally sense that these could and should be their customers. That's the difference. Okay.
How were the surveys conducted? Were they done by telephone, online?
They were done online because the survey is about an hour long. And there's no way on the planet you're going to keep somebody on the phone for an hour.
Mhm.
And so it's an online survey, and we ask questions about which of the following automotive business categories do you plan to shop? Which type of restaurants do you plan to dine at? Okay. Which types of cars do you plan to buy? Okay. So it's a really simple survey, but we cover so much, as you saw from all the business categories.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you get the information in front of them and they see the potential and you have the spec ad, do you recommend going in at that point, or saying, let me come back with the proposal, with the campaign to reach all these people, all these potential customers, and then come
that's
back
what-
with
It depends on, if If you've never met with that business before, I'd want to get their attention first. I'd want to learn about their business, right? I'd
Right.
want them wanting to, how do I reach them? And then we're talking about, well, who's their target customer and blah, blah, blah. If it's a business you're already working with, you might already have enough information, to be able to come in with a proposal. So it kind of depends on where you're at with that business.
Hey, John,
Yes.
this is Sarah. Everyone found their email but Brandy Nicole Bemis, so you might have to resend hers.
So Nicole, you said?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, there's a little echo. Be happy to. So we'll send it.
our audio is terrible.
Okay. And the other thing is you're talking about, where do we get the information? Let's do a worst case scenario. What if a business says, I just don't believe it. I flat out don't believe there's, 10% gonna go to a widget store, 1,000 gonna buy at a widget store. Don't panic. Say to them, our survey shows 10%, but you're the expert. You're the expert. You're the widget store expert. Based on your knowledge and expertise, what do you think it would be? If you did the research, you think it would be higher or lower than 10%? Okay, and get them to answer. Just said, would it be higher or lower? Well, I think it'd be lower. What? Well, I think it'd be 8%. Well, great, then use 8%. That's their number. But I'll tell you what, if I went out and made 100 calls in Bowling Green, there might be 2 to 5 businesses who would ask and challenge it. They're so excited about the opportunity, they just then want to know, how do I get them? But if they do ask, and I know you're worried about, the worst case scenario, doomsday. If they do ask, don't panic, don't worry. Just say, that's what Pulse research shows, X%, it was 14.7% going to change insurance agency. What do you think? You're the expert. Do you think it'd be higher or lower? Okay, and even if they cut the number in half, cut it to, let's say, 8%, then use 8% times the number of households in the zip code, or 8% times the number of households you reach. But the beauty of that is then you got their buy-in and it's still a huge number, right, Candy?
Absolutely. And y'all, I've had like an Edward D. Jones account that had done Edward D. Jones research and compared the two, and every category, it was exactly the same from Pulse as it was that they had found with their own internal audits and internal research. So it's, it's just buying behavior averages.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't vary that much around the country. The percent are going to change insurance agency, the percent are going to shop at a furniture store, the percent are going to go to lumberyard. It just doesn't. In fact, we do a lot of research in Canada. It doesn't change materially anywhere around North America.
They are going to buy more snowmobiles in Minnesota than they are in Kentucky.
Yeah, or down in your papers down in Mississippi.
Absolutely.
Very
Good questions. Anybody else have anything?
Excellent. Well, let me give you my personal email because I'd love to hear from you. Any suggestions, any questions? It's Marling, M-A-R-L-I-N-G, Marling @paper.net. Put it on your phone today. We'll send Nicole her invite, and then go out tomorrow with some of your existing businesses. Have some fun. It's exciting. It's, I've been in sales a long, long time. You get beat up a lot. This is fun because it gets them engaged and they're positive and they're smiling. So thanks,
Andrea.
Andy. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.